No, I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your boyfriend.
Baby, that's what I've been waiting for.
I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yo, what is going on everybody? Today I'm going to be showing you guys two LEPIC builds for AXION planes. Before I get into the video, I wanted to say the first build was founded by XAlisa TFD. I'll have his video in the description down below. With that being said, let's get right into the video. So starting off with the LEPIC build, we are going to be building around explosive stacks. We're going to have cooldown with nimble fingers and MP conversion. We're going to have skill critical hit rate and skill critical hit damage with skill concentration, emergency measures, front lines, and skill insight. We're going to be getting skill power with focus on tech and focus on fire, and then we're going to have range with amplification control and skill expansion. For our trigger mod, we are going to be using power beyond for the innate 15% skill power boost. If you want to, you can also use blazing zone. This is just going to leave down a dome that's going to do continuous AoE damage. It really is your call on which one you want to choose. For the reactor, we are going to be running a fire tech reactor. For the substats, make sure that you have tech power boost and skill cooldown. This is going to be the most optimal for this build. Also, make sure that your mounting is a tactical rifle. For the external components, we are going to be running the 2-piece firebrand and 2-piece hunter set. For the substats, I will have everything in the description down below. For the weapon, we are going to be going with the secret garden. The build doesn't matter too much at all. Just make sure that you have Briskwalker on the build. That's going to be the most important part. And then for the substats and the cores, make sure that you are running 3 sprint speeds for the movement. And then for the substats on the weapon, it doesn't really matter. This is going to be the Arche tuning. For the mutant cell, we are going to be using fire cohesion. I know in his build he did recommend Arche overheat shields so that you can get the increased skill critical hit damage. The only problem is maintaining your shields is kind of annoying in these type of missions in AXION, especially if you don't have the 2 passives on your processor, being max shields and shield recovery modifier. These are really good if you have them on your processor. Then I would say run this. I don't have them on my processor, so I'm not going to run it. Fire cohesion is just going to be a lot easier to maintain and keep up. For the inversion reinforcement perks, we are going to be running focus boost, selective neural stimulation, and pain suppression. Focus boost is going to give us skill cost reduction, selective neural stimulation is going to give us MP back when we're nearby enemies, and pain suppression is going to increase our overall max HP when we get below 50%. For the fellow, I was going to recommend the snowy sled dog, but I feel like that would be a dumb recommendation since that fellow just came out, so instead I would highly recommend using the Hagios dog. Now really quickly, I am going to talk about the gameplay loop of this build. So the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you always have overclock active. This is just going to give you a skill critical hit damage boost whenever you have it active. It is also going to give you a movement speed boost, so that's going to be really nice as well. This is also going to inflict burn on them, which is going to tick for every 1 second, and it's going to do 120% continuous damage. After you activated your second ability, you're going to activate your third ability, your toe effect. This is going to bring all the enemies into one spot. This is going to be really nice to group all the enemies in one spot so you can kill as much enemies as possible. After you activated your third ability, you're just going to use your first ability and then watch all the enemies die. Also, it doesn't say this, but wherever you use your third ability, your first ability is going to follow it. So it's going to home into your toe. So you could throw your nades anywhere and they will track wherever you put your toe down. For bosses, you are just going to want to use your fourth ability. This is just going to allow you to just shoot a bunch of nukes at the boss. It's going to look something like this. If you want to fire your ultimate a lot quicker, you are going to want to pull out an impact rounds weapon with SPS and fire rate up. This is going to increase the fire rate of your ultimate. If you don't feel like weapon swapping, you can put SPS on your secret garden. It's really up to you. Just know that you are going to shoot a little bit slower when it's on the secret garden versus the impact round weapon. Now I kind of want to go over this special meme build that I cooked up while I was doing AXION planes. It involves using increased efficiency. It's pretty much the same build that we saw before, where you're able to spam your fourth ability. Instead, you're not going to have God mode and be able to trigger the passive over and over. That's totally fine. It's still like really fun to use this build just because you're able to shoot your ultimate as much as possible. And honestly, yeah, I'm just going to show you guys how you're going to be able to do that. So starting off with the build, we are going to be building around increased efficiency. We're going to have all the critical hit rate and critical hit damage mods being skill concentration, skill insight, front lines, and emergency measures. We're going to have a little bit of cooldown for our toe ability being MP conversion. We're going to be building range for our toe with skill expansion and amplification control. reroll. And then for our MP sustaining mods, we are going to be using MP collector and maximize conservation. This is going to allow us to actually shoot our ultimate as long as possible. And then last but not least, we're going to be using power increase for the bonus skill power. Now for the reactor, it is going to be the same, but I actually do want to recommend instead of skill cooldown, use skill cost. This is going to help also maintain your fourth ability. Since we're not using a cooldown on it and just keeping it up the whole time, skill cost is going to benefit us more here. Now for the external components, we are going to be running the 2-piece ascending set and the 2-piece plague set. The ascending set is going to give us skill cost, and the plague set is going to give us an additional tech power boost. Now you're probably wondering why we're using plague set over the enlightened mage set. It is because we're going to be getting skill power from our trigger mod, and we are also going to be getting skill power from power increase, so dumping into that bucket wouldn't make sense. That is why we're going to be dumping into the tech power bucket. For the inversion reinforcement perks and the arcade tuning, it is going to be the exact same from the first build, so please do not comment where is the inversion reinforcement and arcade tuning for this build. Thank you. For this build, I really do highly recommend the snowy sled dog, but if you don't have the snowy sled dog, you can most definitely use the Hagios dog instead. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much it. Those are going to be the 2 builds that I use on LEPIC and AXION Plains. If you want to leave the video here, you can go ahead and do so. I'm just going to give my thoughts about LEPIC and what I think about his balance, or pretty much his rework at this point. Honestly, I am very happy with this rework. Not only did we get 2 really fun builds to mess around with, he's also actually competing with other Descendants, actually getting faster clear times than other Descendants when I was doing my testing. He feels amazing. They really cooked with LEPIC. If they keep doing balances like this for the male Descendants, I swear we are going to be in a hell of a good time. I really hope they do give Kyle some love. I still feel like Kyle is in the bottom of the barrel when it comes to like playtime and people actually choosing him. I don't see Kyle's anywhere. He mainly prioritizes in bossing. Mobbing, he is really bad. I hope they do change him. They really need to either change his kit entirely for mobbing, or they just need to hurry up and make his ultimate. I know they're already going to make Eugen an ultimate, so we're going to have to wait until Eugen comes around, but nonetheless, this LEPIC balance is perfect. I love it. The meme build is probably my favorite build, but it's definitely not as good as the explosive stacks build, but it is fun to use nonetheless. But yeah, that's going to be pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace.